all of us filmmakers, all of us creatives, we all have a shelf life. I know that the moment my BTO comes, I know the moment I want to have a family, this dream, I can say goodbye to it.
Oh, you really make marriage and everything sound like a death sentence.
But it's true. This is my first movie, but it could also very well be my last. We had audience members turning to each other and saying, the fuck? This is what they are doing? They are really doing this? After that, they'll look at each other again and go, are we doing this? Are we actually going to do this in the cinemas right now? Us filmmakers, priority one. The filmmakers need to go and take risks. Because if everyone waits for government money to make their movies, we have no industry.
Time is running out. This is your final chance to nominate a loved one to be part of a very special 𝗪𝘃 project that we're doing. Singapore is celebrating its 60th birthday, and Folklories, our audio service, is marking this milestone in a very special way. We'll be interviewing 60 Singaporean seniors over 60 years old to capture their life stories for our Words of Wisdom project. But interview spots are disappearing fast. Your parent, grandparent, or that wise uncle could miss their place in history if you don't act now. Here's the best part. It's a heartfelt one-on-one interview done remotely. No travel, just their life story recorded from home. Nominate them right now at the link in the show notes. And don't forget, the first interviews are already live. Hear them now at the same link. But hurry, we're closing nominations soon. And now, on to the podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 𝗪𝘃𝗲, your thrice weekly podcast where we talk about the hottest news with a touch of what, Terrence?
Good old humor.
Good old humor, man.
Yeah.
So today we have a very special guest.
Yes.
Who is, blazing a trail in an industry that hasn't really been getting a lot of positive news.
Yeah. A lot. We've been talking a lot about it, but
Yeah.
it's finally great to have someone who's actually in the trenches of it right now.
Exactly. He has a new film that is out, which he wrote, directed. We've worked with him before. He's a debutant.
Debutant? This is the part where I chime in?
No, I'm going to say your name.
Oh, sorry.
So, welcome, Chai Hong.
Yeah, welcome to 𝗪𝘃𝗲.
What's up, man?
Hi, thank you for having me. Just now when I heard you guys say in the trenches, right?
Yeah.
We really have like bullets flying past whistling past our ears like every single day.
Yeah.
So
every single day.
The context is because you have been working on the film We Can Save the World for how long already?
Wow. If we count from the time I started writing a script, that's start of 2023.
Okay.
Yeah. Took maybe like 9 months.
But even before that, because when we worked with you, you've worked with us on Zombie Safari, Afterlife Support. I think we first connected back in 2017 when I watched 𝗪𝘃𝗲 and I was like, oh shit, this web series is so good. Reached out on Facebook. You took like months to respond.
Not my fault. Technology. I was busy.
Busy.
Maybe I was ignoring you. I don't know. Maybe I actually thought, oh my God, 𝗪𝘃𝗲, like you reached out to me.
Nice save.
No, back then you were still, I remember the first time I saw you was wearing NS army uniform on the bus.
That was probably filmed by Terrence or one of our other teammates.
Yeah.
So that was 2017. And you started writing in 2023. Along the way, you were creating content, you were directing commercials and all.
But that means you were working with 𝗪𝘃𝗲 in 2017, was it?
I only joined 𝗪𝘃𝗲 after 𝗪𝘃𝗲. So I finished 𝗪𝘃𝗲 and I thought to myself, okay, people like this, I have... I've tried it out. I think people do like my work. I didn't want to be a one-hit wonder. I wanted to be sure that this wasn't a fluke.
Yeah.
So 𝗪𝘃𝗲 came calling and they asked me whether I wanted to join them. And I was like, you know what? 𝗪𝘃𝗲 to me at the point in time, probably still to a certain extent true right now, right? That they represent almost like the mean of Singaporean sensibilities, Singaporean audiences' taste. So I was like, okay, this seems like a good place for me to test out what I think I can do with other audiences. So like a different audience to see whether whatever I did actually was true, whether I actually could do it.
Yeah.
So for those listening or watching, we'll put a link in the show notes to the 𝗪𝘃𝗲 web series, which was 5 or 6 episodes.
6 episodes.
6 episodes. So at that point in time when you made it, you had just graduated or?
I had been working for some time actually. So I graduated in 2015.
Okay.
Then I worked as like a assistant director on Arthouse movies. I worked as a writer director for corporate videos and commercials for a bit. Then I decided that okay, I eventually want to make a movie. That is the dream.
Oh, so that was when at that point you wanted to make a movie already,
Yeah, I mean that's what most people when they go through film school, right? That's that's a dream, right?
Yeah.
So for me, that was always a goal. So I thought to myself, if that's the goal, what do I do to make sure I can get there? What are the steps? How can I like scaffold my journey there? So I first started off with a web series because I felt that making short films, art house short films, because short films usually go to film festivals, right? So to the average audience, right, they won't watch this stuff. It's a bit more out there because that's what gets traction at international film festivals. So I thought to myself, but that doesn't seem like a stepping stone towards the kind of movie I eventually want to make. If I want to make like a crowd-pleasing movie, why do I make an art house short film? Like that doesn't make any sense to make an art house short film that's very hard to watch. Then and expect that to be a building block for me to make an accessible, fun feature film. Doesn't make sense, So then what else can I do? So back then, I think the idea of like creating content was just starting on the horizon. So I decided, okay, let me try making a web series.
Yeah.
And because web series, you can just distribute it on YouTube, on Facebook. Back then, Facebook was the thing. Instagram was nothing yet. And just throw it out there and see whether people like it. So that's how 𝗏𝗏 started.
So you funded that yourself, or like you just got people together and
A combination actually. So the company I was in at that point funded it.
Okay.
We also did a lot of things for the company. Like we did jobs, we did we did commercials, we did corporate videos, that kind of thing that financed the company as well.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after that, then that's where SGAG came calling. And I think I'm glad you clarified that 𝗏𝗏 wasn't under SGAG. Because I think in my mind I was like associating the two. But I was like, well, 𝗏𝗏 is quality, right? It's got good quality stuff.
Thanks.
I mean, I'm not saying that about SGAG, but okay. But so what I mean by SGAG, like you said that you was the mean of like audience taste, right? Did it meet your expectations in terms of what you wanted to achieve there?
I think it did, because at the point in time when I did, so the series that I created at SGAG was a web series called Neighborhood Watch Task Force.
Yeah.
So another dumbass comedy. Mockumentary as well, because mockumentaries are just cheaper to produce. I can just take 2 cameras and just run. And that series got the kind of feedback that I thought, that made me think, I think I am on the right path. I think I'm on the right track. Let's give it a hard shot. And then, so this was after I finished with Neighborhood Watch Task Force. This was towards the end of 2019. I decided, okay, I've learned enough. I figured things out. I should get started on my movie. So I decided to quit.
Okay.
To really just work on the movie.
Yes.
Did you have an idea for a movie, or?
I had the idea already. I took a sabbatical first from the company then to start writing the script. Then after a while, when I came back, I realized, you know what, I should commit to this. Because no sense half-assing it.
Yeah.
Because if I try to juggle, I think I just won't be able to make either thing be good. Like either the full-time career or the movie. So just focus on the movie for now.
Okay. Actually, sorry, just before we go further into it, you mentioned something that I think is worth explaining to people. You said you made a differentiation between art house film and accessible film, right? Some people don't understand the difference between that. I think we in the industry, we kind of understand. But what do you mean art house versus accessible? Like, I mean, a Singapore film is a Singapore film, right?
Okay. So, to me, it's a spectrum. It's this entire spectrum and on one end, you have art house movies that are very deep, very deeply moving, and at the same time, because of how deeply moving it is, how deep it is, right, it requires a certain level of understanding about movies to begin with. It requires a certain degree of okay, I'm going to submit myself to this movie and just let the movie do whatever it wants. And very often these kind of movies, right? When you watch them, the average audiences watch them, right? They'll be like, I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Or it's not immediately obvious to them that what's happening, because the movie like that doesn't handhold you about what the movie is about, what the character's about to do, and it takes a lot of like risks. So you'll be like, sometimes my friends, when I bring them to watch art house movies, right, and I'm sure some of you will experience it, they went in and I brought them out, right? First reaction they had was to glare at me and ask, what the F was that?
Yeah, so that's my normal reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, most art house movies.
Yeah. So if you understand, it's one of those, if you understand it, you understand it. And if you understand it, it hits you damn deep. If you don't, which is easily an arbitrary number, like 80%, 90% of people won't understand it. It's just not accessible for average audience. So on one end of the spectrum is that kind of art house movies, right? On the other end, it's like almost like I see it as hyper commercialized filmmaking. In Singapore, that usually looks like a Jack Neo movie. For most audiences, that's what a Singaporean movie is, right? That hyper commercialized movie where it is really just catered to almost everyone, the lowest common denominator, for lack of a better way to describe it, right? And that's like the very accessible, what people think usually accessible. In my opinion, it's a spectrum. People usually see, people when they look at it, they don't see a spectrum. They see left or right. I see a spectrum because the answer is in a lot of Hollywood movies, actually. Like the good, really like good Hollywood movies, even some very good comic book Marvel movies, DC movies, they actually find a very good balance somewhere in between, where there really is a very strong focus on telling a story with very strong themes that impact people universally, while still having elements of the story of the movie be very accessible, that it's very fun, it's engaging, it's easy to follow.
Yeah.
Then it's somewhere in the middle, where you don't go hyper commercialized, where it's so easily understandable that the audience is immediately ahead of you. You know exactly what's going to happen. Yeah. So there's somewhere in the middle where that I was always aiming for. So if you ask about art house versus very accessible commercialized movie, that's my answer.
Okay. But is that a criticism that our Singapore films are on these two ends of the spectrum? Because that's, in fact, most Singaporeans, that's their understanding of Singapore film. It's either like art house, like Anthony Chen style, or Jack Neo style. Is that a criticism that we don't have enough in the middle?
I think it is. And it's not a criticism of the filmmakers, because the truth is, people make what they can make, right? Like, I count myself lucky that maybe I can make a certain kind of movie that happens to be more accessible. Jack Neo makes a certain kind of movie. My criticism is that we don't have enough movies across the entire spectrum, because everyone's style will sit on different points of spectrum. But for some reason, because I know what the reason is. Money, most of the time money and lack of risk-taking pushes the movies into either extreme.
But why would, art house, from my understanding, is is never seen as a commercial thing. Of course, very rarely you get things like Pulp Fiction or Parasite, which can do all the film festivals, get standing ovation, but also be commercial hits. But that's like a unicorn.
Yeah.
So what would push someone to go art house? Because the whole funding process there is also very different.
Because in Singapore, for quite some time actually, funding, IMDA funding, has always pushed filmmakers towards, or at least like the grant money, right, has always been channeled towards art house filmmaking. And I don't know why. My guess, so I don't want to speak on their behalf, but my guess is always something to do with KPI. That you get into an art house film festival, you get into an international film festival, that's an easy KPI that you can achieve on a yearly basis, because these film festivals are organized once a year. And you have quite a lot of them to hit. You have the Big Four, you have Cannes, Venice, Berlin, etc. And if you make an art house movie that has like big art house names attached to it, that almost give you a very, very strong chance of getting into one of those art house film festivals, right? IMDA, the funding body, gets an easy checkbox. Yay, KPI. We got an ROI, because for this amount of money that we spend and devoted to to this movie, we got our name in the papers, that this went to a film festival. Building a film industry, trying to get films out into the Singaporean public and getting Singaporean public to come and watch it, it's a way tougher game. It's not a 1 year process. It's a 3 year, 5 year, 10 year process. And my guess is that for the most part, no one stays long at the agency long enough to fulfill that vision anyway. And it's also a lot bigger than what people actually can probably think that is achievable. So for the most part, we don't even go down that path. So all the money is pushed towards the outside. Easy KPI.
Yeah. But there are also a lot of grants that are, go to big companies like MM2 and, to even finance some of Jack Neo's movies as well, right? So in some sense, isn't that money from the IMDA that's also being used to try and build the local industry?
So my gripe with that is, and it's all filmmaking, it's all about art, about taste, right?
Yeah.
That because the commercial side of things, right, is organized a certain way and organized around a certain group of individuals' tastes. And it's grouped around. So MM2 makes movies that MM2 thinks are good. The problem that I see with that is that taste and sensibilities, right, they still firmly belong to older generation. And because the money, very often when they want to spend money, right, they want to give money, like you said, when the IMDA wants to give funding money to people to make movies, they want guarantees. So on Arthouse side, there's a soft guarantee that this movie goes to a film festival, yay, KPI. So on the commercial side, what does that guarantee look like? That guarantee looks like this organization that's pitching the movie has the means to bring the movie into theaters, has the means to sell the movie. And for the longest part of time, right, that guarantee looks like a Jack Neo movie. Because that's tried and tested. That's what people, that's a section of Singaporean audience that will be guaranteed to go watch a movie. That's the older generation. Our generation, as I think many of your listeners will probably attest to, our generation doesn't really go to the movies anymore. And because of that, it's a huge chicken and egg situation, right?
Yeah.
That because our generation doesn't go to movies, so when you pitch that kind of thing, when you think about when they think about making a movie and think about the audience that will guarantee them money, right? They instantly go, this generation doesn't earn us money anyway. It's not a guarantee. We shouldn't be making movies for this generation because they will not doing that will lose us money. Hence, you will make a certain kind of movie that is guaranteed money historically. Hence, it will look like a Jack Neo movie of sorts. And that's the path. You all can see that part, how that forks already, right? And my issue is that there's this huge chunk in the middle, right? That is us. There's our generation that has no movies being little to no movies being made for us for the longest point in time.
So on that note, right, like, I mean, everyone can imagine an Arthouse film, everyone can imagine a Jack Neo film. What is your film about? It's called We Can Save the World. Yeah, just what is the one-liner log line to anyone listening?
We Can Save the World is about a disillusioned civil servant who hates his job. It's a dead-end job, and gets asked by his boss, his manager, to go find a recycling bin, a missing recycling bin in the neighborhood. And he absolutely hates it, right? This is stupid. He didn't sign up for his job to do this kind of menial work. But then he comes across this particular homeless man that comes up to him and who's the one stealing the recycling bin. He comes up to him and tells him that, hey, I'm an extraterrestrial. I'm lost on Earth in Singapore, and there's a doomsday device on the loose. I need your help to find it, disarm it, and save the world. And our civil servant, like any of us sane Singaporeans, would go, F off. Like screw, like, can I swear?
Yeah, of course.
That's right. Okay, fuck off. Fuck off. I'm going home. Tomorrow I need to report to work by 9 a.m. I'm OTing already. go and die. I'm not going on this hero's journey with you.
Yeah.
And to me, that was the story. That was the story of our lives.
I mean, it sounds a bit Arthouse, to be honest.
Really? Really?
No. Of course, I meant that as a joke because I think one of the most compelling things about this film is that logline. Essentially, is a civil servant finds an alien, right, who is looking for a doomsday device in Singapore. Which sounds awesome to start with. But I mean, like, so this is a movie that you feel is tackling that middle ground.
Yeah.
Why?
It's tackling that middle ground in a way that maybe that, from my mind, another filmmaker will tackle it a different way. I think it's tackling a middle ground because at the core of it, right, there's a universal story, and that will appeal to anyone regardless of age, actually. And beyond that, there's a plot that's easy to follow, that has a very clear structure, and there's humor mixed in, there's an adventure mixed in, and it basically helps. It's a movie that essentially people can watch and understand and follow without getting lost, while still staying excited for every step of the way that the movie takes you through.
And it features some, some of the alumni from Average Guys.
Yeah.
Some of the, very recognizable actors like 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, who's been on this podcast before we worked with as well. Very, very funny, very talented people. Some legends as well, 𝗤𝗲𝗍 𝗠𝗍.
All very funny.
Yeah. So, I mean, how was that process of assembling the cast and selling them this idea and this dream?
The dream that I sold everyone, cast and crew included, was always that I wanted to make movies that will help us have a sustainable career. I wanted to make movies that make money, of course, but let's say making money aside, right? I wanted to make a movie that people will watch. I want to make a movie that my mother would watch without falling asleep. So that was a vision that I sold. And I think for a lot of us, that idea, that kind of movie has not really been made in Singapore. For in terms of what I see, of course, when that was before like 𝗦𝗃𝗲 came about, that's before Annette started also on her journey. But when I spoke about that vision, right, it was really that I really wanted to make yeah, sorry, alarm. For lunchtime.
It's okay.
I'm
You're that kind of person. You set alarm for lunch.
Yes, I am.
To remember to eat.
Yeah, that's right.
No, sorry, you're saying, so you sold them that vision of creating a film that not only sustainable, but also that everyone wanted to watch.
Yeah.
But in the inception, like you were saying that you're acknowledging that our generation doesn't even go to the cinemas or watch movies that much really. Didn't that factor in the conversation about whether to even embark on this and like where cinema will be in 2025 and all?
For anyone rational, they will immediately step away from this and just do something else, like knowing what I just said, right? If no one does it, it's guaranteed to fail. Like there's a guarantee, like because it's a chicken and egg situation, right? Like if no one does it, it's never gonna happen. Our generation of audiences are never going to be able to watch Singaporean movies in that way or have Singaporean movies that pique their interest in that way. It's never going to happen. That's the truth. So it's either A, I say it's never going to happen. I don't give a shit. I'll pivot to doing something else. I'll go into pharmaceuticals and sell my soul. Or B, if I believe that we should try something, just go do it. Because it's either or. That's the truth, right? Like, if I don't believe in it, just don't do it. If I believe in it, there's no other way other than to do it. Because we can't say that, there's nothing, and then we sit on the fence and we lament the fact that, there's nothing being done created for our generation. And then go, okay, let's carry on our merry lives.
Yeah. But then how you balance the realities of, being a Singaporean, the new world order, the dark and stormy clouds ahead. I mean, you're also you're not fresh out of school. That's the pressures that creep into every Singaporean creative. And for you to say you stepped away from a job, you took a sabbatical to write a script, you went back, you're like, you know what? I need to go full script in an industry that itself is not bonkers at this point. How did you, was that a part, or was it you like, once I set my mind to it, it's happening?
I think it's a combination of the both. I honestly had a lot of doubts going. I sound like damn headstrong and sound damn confident right now, right? But the truth is, it's scary as fuck because I don't know what's gonna happen. Literally everything I just described, right? I am a trailblazer, not because I want to be a trailblazer. Several times during this process, I went, guys, I don't want to be a vanguard. I'm not interested in carving a new path for people. I got template. I'm very Singaporean.
Yeah.
Got template for me to follow? Don't have. We have to, because literally there's nothing that in this vein before us, right? So that idea about carving a new path for myself for the movie scared me like hell. Not just financially, but just the philosophy of it. But what made me go, you know what, fuck it, let's just do it, was that I had a shelf life. What I realized after sitting down with myself, right, was that all of us filmmakers, all of us creatives, we all have a shelf life. I know that the moment my BTO comes, I know the moment I want to have a family or have a child, this dream, I can say goodbye to it, or at least put it on hold for the next 15 to 20 years of my life. Will cinemas be even around? Will even be around by then? I don't know. So then I thought to myself, if that is the truth and that's the reality of it, and I'm sure you all actually can see that as well, that means the only window I have of opportunity, right, is right now. Because I'm attached. I would love to get married. Once that happens, I can say kiss all of this goodbye. So my only window of opportunity is right now to take it and try to make it work. Of course, I would love for it to work and continue to make movies after I get married, have children and all that, right? But the truth is, I want to do this. That if I have a chance of making it happen, it's now.
Or you really make marriage and everything sound like a death sentence.
But it's true. It's a reality of living in Singapore, right?
Yeah. I mean,
okay lah, but okay, that's I think the whole big discussion.
No, but that sort of feeling, I think everyone feels. I think anyone listening can feel this. Like, I mean, it's true, right? The older you get, the less risk you can take.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether you are the most risk-taking person, it gets harder, lah. And that's not even talking about maybe your parents, getting older and stuff like that, lah.
Yeah. Then there's this idea that I was just chatting about it with my friends, because for filmmakers above the age of 40 who are still trying to make it, right, it's either you are decently well-to-do to begin with, or you become a poly lecturer.
Yeah.
And I see it on the horizon. Or the third option, you quit lah. You just quit and leave to do something else.
Yeah.
And I really went like, is that it for me? Like, is that the fate for all of us filmmakers if you don't give it a shot? And guess what? We look around ourselves. It's absolutely true.
But there's still one more option, right? NDP director. After, if all that doesn't work out.
But I don't know how much you get paid. You just get paid in exposure.
Yeah.
But
I think you can get paid doing get paid doing it. But how many NDP creative directors do you need? It's one a year. Yeah. And honestly, like Jim Fong is amazing at it. He has his movies to as well. You know.
But yeah, I did see him on another podcast, Daily Catch Up, where he said basically he's directed more NDPs than he has films at this point now.
Like, he's directed that many NDPs?
Yeah, at least 3 already.
Yeah,
or 4
3.
maybe.
I think he did 2018.
Yeah.
Because he roped me on board for 2018 as well when I did the opening video.
Yeah. So not a criticism of it, but it's just the reality of like how difficult it is to get a film made versus like commercial thoughts.
So did you have to sit down with yourself a lot, like spend a lot of time, or it just took you a lot of time to have that a short amount of time to have that clarity?
Damn long, constantly, and it's still an ongoing process. Like every once in a while, when there's a very bad setback, right? I really sit down with myself and think, okay, what do I do now? Like I've already started on this path, right? Do I bail? Is there a way to bail? Usually there isn't a way to bail because we're very committed so far, right? Then it's about recentering yourself, reminding myself about, what am I actually doing this for? I'm doing this in hopes of having a career.
Yeah.
I'm doing this in hopes of actually really making exciting, fun movies for Singapore, for Singaporeans, because I truly believe in it. And I also believe in the combination of those two things, which is that if we do make a movie that Singaporeans can enjoy, a good movie that Singaporeans, a lot of our generation can go to cinemas and enjoy, we can earn enough money to have a career. It's not crazy money by any regards, right? But at least, I can keep making the next one and the next one and the next one, and we can grow. But as it stands, most of us 𝗲𝗲𝗍𝗶, right? We're not going to be able to do anything. I've told people many times that this is my first movie, but it could also very well be my last. And because after this, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't fully work out the way I hope it would be, it is going to be super tough to even continue going for next one.
But you mentioned setbacks, right? What was the first setback you had in this process of making a film that really made you pause and think, should I do it?
I think the first big setback, I mean, it didn't make me pause and wonder whether I should do it. I usually the setbacks usually make me think, oh my god, am I screwed? It's less of a should I do it. Usually I will still think that let's charge on, let's find a way. I'm sure with our abilities and resourcefulness, we can find a way.
Okay.
So the first big setback was projector shifting.
So you mean in the filming and all that one?
No, of course.
Financing, everything, no issues.
I mean, there were issues, but they were not huge issues to the point that we would even consider scrapping anything.
Not insurmountable.
Not insurmountable.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah. Because I mean that once we figure out what the movie actually is, because that vision that I told you, right? Actually, a lot of people do believe in that vision. I mean, people in the industry, people, financiers, we are not alone in seeing that actually there's a huge gap, but there's also potential. Whether we can achieve it is another matter.
So it wasn't difficult to sell them the dream, lah.
Yeah, it wasn't that difficult.
Okay.
It was more difficult to find the people who would actually be willing to part with their money. But that one, everyone faces it, lah.
Yeah. Okay. So you said the first setback was really what happened at the projector. Correct. Not too long ago, lah. Actually.
Yeah. Because I mean, the making of the movie, at the end of the day, it's about craft, right? If you've been in the industry for a certain amount of time, you've directed stuff before, there's no problem that's too jialat for you to overcome.
Okay. Yeah. But the context was basically that your film was set to premiere and screen and have a run at the projector, right?
In July.
Yeah.
In July. And what happened?
So our entire plan was to begin at projector first and build up enough goodwill, build up enough demand for it. After people watch it, then say, and they'll tell their friends that this awesome movie, blah, 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 will harness that marketing and make a push into hopefully other cinemas. That we start screening other cinemas as well when there's a huge groundswell of good opinions, right? Of favorable opinions. So projector was supposed to be our base, our foundation. Then the first thing that happened was projector was shifted. They were essentially, I don't know the kicked is the right word, but essentially they were kicked out of 𝗓𝗏 by GV and kicked back to Golden Mile, Golden Mile Tower, which was their original premises. And when that happened, we actually went, okay, previously the plan was to premiere with projector at at 𝗓𝗏. That would be a great staging location, right? But now that it's back at Golden Mile Tower, it's a bit more out of the way. It's tougher to get people to buy into that location. And a lot of people just don't know about the location other than the Arthouse and media people. And to us, that would never have been sufficient. We need to break out of the echo chamber to make sure that the movie got into the hearts and minds of the average Singaporean. Projector, Golden Mile, not a great place to do that. So when they moved back, we were like, okay, let's take a rain check. Let's postpone our gala premiere and see what happens next. Because it's not good staging area, right? That means we have to recalibrate our entire strategy and figure out how we can then how we now need to speak to all the cinema exhibitors already before premiering a projector. Yeah, so then we postponed our entire gala premiere. We postponed our entire release, which was slated for the month of August. And
So that means you still wanted to have a gala premiere.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But why is that important? I mean, this day and age, does that kind of thing matter?
I think it matters so much. I think the gala premiere is a super big opportunity to get an entire mass of people to watch the movie and immediately be able to feed off each other's energy. And then after that, they can then spread to their own friends and family, word of mouth. Essentially, because social media, my hypothesis is, social media, as much as we say like binds people, it brings people together, brings down barriers and all that shit, right? It actually drives people apart. I can post something about the movie today and feel like, oh my god, this has immediacy. People tell me, hey, I loved your video. I just watched your video last night. I'm like, wait a minute, what? I posted it's because the algorithm fed them, decided to feed the movie to them, or decided to feed the news or some reel that I just created, right? Maybe 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, and I have no control over that. Then, but the thing is, if that happens for the movie, we're screwed because there is a very limited runway that we have at the cinemas. Like usually we need it to be within this first 2 weeks that we need to do well in order to like create mass appeal. Then the cinemas will be, you guys are not losing us money. Let's keep you on for 3rd week, 4th week, 5th week, 6th week. And then if we get lucky, we really had a good run at the cinemas, it's a 2-month run or 3-month run. That's about it. Like Hollywood goes for 3 months, 2-3 months. Maybe like Marvel goes for 2-3 months. And that's what we need to achieve. If we just bank on social media alone, right? Wow, that is never gonna happen.
And that 1 week thing also applied to the projector? Or because the projector is independent, there's more room to, have a longer runway?
They usually it's also that kind of it's usually a similar deal but projector would be a bit more kind about these kind of things. They will be more understanding about an independent movie, and I mean some would say to their own detriment. They are very, very kind and very, very supportive of younger filmmakers. Yeah.
Okay. But what's stopping you from just like finding a location, projector, and selling tickets?
Nothing actually. I think if anything, it would be trying to get critical mass, because with cinemas, right, there's still a certain sense of people are familiar with the idea of going to the cinemas, and selling people that idea is slightly easier. Not say it's very easy because it's freaking hard, but it's still slightly easier than selling people the idea that let's go to Punggol Park. And then we put all the chairs there, and then we put a giant screen there, and we screen. I would love to do it. I would love to do it after actually having a run at cinemas, like a specialty screening, or maybe multiple specialty screenings to create fun from that.
So that was the setback that you mentioned. But in terms of the vision you had, because I mean we've made like TV shows before, and you always have a vision, but by the end, sometimes you look back, you're like, okay, we just had to make it work. It's like that. Now that you've made your movie, does it hold up to what you envisioned, or did you have to make some compromise and you're just glad it got made? Or how do you feel about the movie?
I feel good about what we made actually. So compromises are being made on a daily basis, and I think no matter what budget level you're working at, right? Even if you're Christopher Nolan, you're constantly making compromises. There's no doubt. But then after that, it's a case of being well practiced at your craft to make sure that with every compromise, you're not compromising quality. You're finding a balance between what resources are available to you right now, what changes you have to make, and then making it the best in a different way. So to me, that's a matter of craft and that's a reason why you need time to mature as a filmmaker, right? To learn your craft, to make sure that you do stuff you create. I've created 2 web series to figure out, to make mistakes essentially. I made mistakes on other older projects. Then now I'm like, I've seen those mistakes before. I've made those mistakes. I know how to do it well. I know how to solve those problems. The final product, to me, not resembles. I think the final product to me right now reflects what I really wanted to do all the way from the start, which is to make a movie for ourselves that reflected our lives, reflected our sense of humor, reflected our sense of fun and adventure, and also being a movie that Singaporeans, audiences anywhere actually, cannot watch anywhere else other than the cinemas. Because I really wanted to do that. That was part of the vision from the start. Because that's a big question, right? People will always ask, I will ask, you all will ask that. I can watch on Netflix, right? I can watch at home by myself.
Yeah.
Why should I go cinemas and watch with other people?
So why should people go to cinemas to watch this movie?
Because watching in this movie in the cinemas gives you an experience that you cannot have anywhere else. Yes, I know that's like a big promise, right? But I guarantee you it will live up to its promise. We have done our world premiere at New York, the New York Asian Film Festival. So our world premiere there was of course to New Yorkers and the Singaporeans who live in New York. The Angmos, like Angmos were laughing. Some of them laughing louder than the Singaporeans, but because Singaporeans usually very reserved. Even they say funny, right? They don't laugh that loud. But everyone was laughing, and by the end of the movie, when it hits its climax, and the thing that I'm talking about arise, right, where people actually do something that they don't do in the movie theater, everyone reacted. The Singaporeans, the New Yorkers, this is a spoiler. So, but I'll just describe what happened in the cinemas. So, when the climax of the movie hits, right, we had audience members turning to each other and saying, "The fuck? This is what they are doing? They are really doing this?" Then after that, we push the joke even further, and people start looking. They'll look at each other again and go, "The fuck? Are we doing this? Are we actually gonna do this in the cinemas right now?" And all of them, they start doing whatever is required of them in the cinema, and they start doing something in the cinema that I don't think any other Singaporean movie has ever done before.
So how did it feel like in New York? You know, like especially seeing people who are not Singaporean, you know, laugh and like appreciate the movie. You got tears or not?
Damn surreal. Damn surreal, because at first, when I started writing a movie, the thought was always like, this is for Singaporeans, right? Like I wrote these jokes based off Singaporean lives, reference certain Singaporean things. But at the end of the day, I also wrote a lot of jokes that were physical, that were a bit more physically understandable by people of all cultures. So that was always a goal. But of course, I forgot about it. Like, it's a very long process, right? From writing to actually finishing the movie and showing it to people. I forgot that I actually put all that thought into the making of the movie. Then when it happened, like, New Yorkers were laughing. They were saying that like, this is really damn freaking funny. They were understanding the joke. I actually went, oh, actually we did make a universal movie. We did make a universal movie that was focused on Singaporeans, but would also appeal to people outside of Singapore. Yeah. And
were there anything about the reactions that surprised you? Like moments you're like, oh, I didn't think that was not the main joke, but they found it funny.
I would say they laughed at some jokes even harder than the Singaporeans, because I think maybe they not understood. What surprised me was that they were very receptive to even the Singaporean jokes. And to me, that's because there was a lot of a setup and payoff. Like in a I wasn't making Singaporean jokes as like a reference. I was just
like an insider thing.
Correct. I was making very sure that whenever I made a joke that was referencing Singaporean culture, right, there was still a setup and payoff. Like, it wasn't just throw there and then if you don't understand the joke, you don't laugh. Yeah.
So we speak about compromises lah. So the whole projector thing happened, but since then, actually, I guess in a good way, like the show actually it's gonna see a wider release lah, right? In a way. So there's a happy compromise lah.
Yeah, I don't know whether there's a happy ending yet.
But at the same time, all this is happening in the backdrop of the projector shutting down. Cathay cinemas shutting down and all that. How do you feel when you see all that grim news about the cinema industry, and then the fact that you're trying to push your film out at this point now?
Wow, the very hard-hitting truth is that if we don't change things drastically very soon, we're all dead. Cinemas will start, GV, all the big, even the big cinemas will shut down, because there's nothing, we've since the start of COVID, right? We've only seen a gradual decline. In certain other countries, I'm sure some of you may have seen like the reports about other countries before, and that certain other countries, right, that put effort, that made drastic efforts to revitalize their own industry and support their local movies, right, actually are making a quick rebound. They are making rebound, and things are on the rise.
Okay.
But with Singapore, because we are not a nation of risk takers, and that includes our cinemas, and to them, supporting a local movie is a risk-taking business. Is taking a risk. Supporting, putting a Marvel movie, no matter how badly it does in the cinemas, to them doesn't represent risk. Because historically it has proven done them well, even if it's on a steady decline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, your movie is called We Can Save the World, it's about someone saving the world. Is there an analogy for Chai Hong or not?
Saving cinema.
Honestly, right, I did not intend for this. Like, when I wrote this in 2023, guys, the cinemas were well and alive. I didn't want to be a savior of anything, but I still don't think we can be a savior of anything. At the end of the day, it's just one movie, right? Even if we do like blindingly well, it's just one movie. But when I came up with the title for We Can Save the World, right, it was poking fun at myself. That this naive thought that movies can change the world, movies can save the world and connect people and make people feel less lonely. And deep in my heart, the child in me, right, is thinking, yes, we can. But the realistic, pragmatic side of me is saying, what are you talking about? Like the age of movies doing that is over. Like, we can't do anything. So that's why I came up with the title, in part to poke fun at myself for even daring to think like that, while also preserving the idea that actually we can save the world. It's whether you want to do it or not. And if you don't do it, you don't want to do it, right? Then you just watch the world burn. That's just it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mentioned just now, like if you feel like you want to contribute, you can make you feel like you have the will to do something, then just go do. That's just it.
Then you said, if we don't do something drastic, all cinema is going to die. Well, who's we, and what is it that we need to do?
So with we, right, I include myself, like filmmakers.
Okay.
In across the entire, in terms of priority, I would say, first it would be us filmmakers. Priority one, to make drastic changes. The filmmakers need to go out and take risks. I used to be very scared about saying shit like that, because I'll be like, who am I to tell another filmmaker to take risks? Like, it's their own life, right? But the truth is, now that I've been through the process, I can say that, okay, at least I'm not being hypocrite. I took that risk. I took that jump myself. And the truth is, whenever we talk about making movies, our generation of filmmakers, right? Everyone talks about, I want to make movies. I want to make this kind of movie. I want to make that movie. And then you sell the vision. It sounds great. I would love to watch that movie. Then they go, and we wait for money, wait for a grant now. Then I, in my head, I will now ask, but do you want to make a movie? If they reply, no lah, we wait for money, no money. But do you want to make a movie? No lah, I have family to feed. But do you want to make the movie? That's the truth. Like, do you want to make a movie? If you want to make a movie, go make the movie. Figure out what resources you do have. Figure out what are the boundaries you have to keep within to make sure that you actually pull through the movie. Figure out who you can still borrow money from. Figure out the actors that you have a relationship with who will buy into the vision and make the movie happen. Figure out who are the investors that you actually have access to. to be able to invest in the movie, figure all those things out and make the movie. Because if everyone waits for government money to make their movies, we have no industry. We have seen 5-10 years of this happening already. We have no industry because IMDA gives out grants, like I don't know what the exact number is, but 2 movies per year, 2 or 3 movies funded per year. Previously, it's always usually going to Arthouse movies. So that means those movies don't even have like a big run at the movie theaters to average audience to begin with. So for the average audience, the reality is there are no Singaporean movies other than Jack Neo.
So for you, right from the start, you were like, you're not going to depend on government grants?
Yes, yeah. And I'm an idiot for saying this, for even doing that. And I have thought to myself before, wow, why am I so stubborn?
So no government...
No government grant at all.
I see.
So we charged ahead and I went, you know what? If this is what we truly believe in, let's walk the talk and see what we can actually pull together with that mindset that I described just now, with the resources that we have. Try lah. Because the danger is not trying. The danger is going... Another year passes, I'm still at my old job waiting for government money. Another year passes, my BTO comes. Another year passes, I'm teaching. You guys, everyone can see the future. I can see that future if I didn't do what I did. And that's not a bad future, but that means we don't have an industry. Everyone will just die out and age out, and then the younger generation will come up and the cycle will repeat.
Then there'll be an AI movie of Lee Kuan Yew and stuff like that.
Okay, let's all go. Are we going there? No.
So the filmmakers, yes, need the drastic change, but that's not it. That's not all, right?
Yeah, so that's the first priority, because at the end of the day, we can only control ourselves. We can't control government, we can't control audience. That's the first priority. Second order of priority is government. And of course, I put second order of priority because honestly, we have to first, we cannot depend on government, right? Like I said, we have to try things ourselves. Second priority is government. And this is something that might be very unpopular to maybe even to IMDA, and maybe to exhibitors as well. But I think there is value in this, and I say this with the best of intentions. I truly think this helps everyone. Is that to institute a quota system that ensures that Singaporean movies will get played at Singaporean theatres, at Singapore cinemas. Right now, there is no incentive for the cinemas to take a chance on Singaporean movies. And honestly, hand to heart, if I were in their shoes, I wouldn't take a chance on Singapore movies. I wouldn't take a chance on me because I have no track record. You can point towards 𝗪𝗻𝗲 and Neighbourhood Task Force all you want, right? But those are not movies. This is your first movie. I'm not going to take a chance unless you give me an incentive and a good reason to take a chance on you. But for that reason, if nobody forces their hand to tell them that, hey, we need you to support Singaporean movies, no Singaporean movies will get played. Even now, right, you have Singaporean movies that there are all sorts of great ideas, and like I said all the way at the start of this conversation, right, one thing that basically guarantees the movie not getting played these days right now is that the movie is made by our generation, for our generation. Because it will instantly not connect with an older generation, and it will be instantly branded a risk, and it will instantly, because it's branded a risk, people, they just won't give you the benefit of doubt and program you at the cinemas. And that is, ta-da! That line goes down.
And to clarify, this is the quota like in Malaysia as well, right?
Yeah.
Where exhibitors have to screen a Malaysian film every month or something.
Yeah.
Did there used to be a quota for radio in Singapore where they have to play Singapore songs, or is there?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It's more the radio decides that every Friday for 1 hour we're going to play local music or something.
I think there previously was a push, I think some time ago. I think definitely Singaporean musicians did go.
I think there was.
But I mean, but I think the difference there is that the radio is, people don't have to buy tickets to listen to radio. But a cinema is like, it's a financial opportunity cost for the film. But there also been criticisms of that system, right? Where just basically there's a long queue and everyone's force feeding their films into the system, and I've heard criticisms of it from people in the industry, but you think that in Singapore we can make something like that work.
I mean, we have to start now because the central argument to this, right, for me is we have to support local. And I say this as someone who has cast doubt about the idea of supporting local, because I used to actually debate with people, like, because I don't want people taking pity on local products.
Yeah.
And usually it's said with a tinge of pity, right? Yeah. That, support local. Our older generation of Singaporeans are very good at this, and they do it wholeheartedly without any irony at all. And that's awesome. Younger generations, our generation is a bit more cynical. We require a bit of convincing, and we also are very cynical about the idea of supporting local. Hence my own cynicism, right? So I would tell people, don't support local because it's local. Support local because it's good.
So this is what you used to say.
I used to say.
Okay.
I've since changed my mind about that, because this term in itself, support local because it's good, right, unveils a different sort of problem, which is that there are different definitions of good to different people. Older generation finds a certain thing good. They might not find our what we produce good. For the exact same plot point in your movie, the exact same joke, our generation might find that an older generation's movie or storytelling, that might not connect with us. We might not think that is good. But we think our own stuff is good. Then basically you are at crossroads already. No one can agree on anything. And because nobody can agree on anything, whoever's in power will win, which is not our generation. So then I went, what if it's not support local because it's good? We do want to support local. We still do. I buy into what the older generation is selling, which is support local because it's local. But even more than that, deeper than that, support local because local is you. Local are your friends. Local are your neighbors. Local are the people on the MRT, on the bus next to you. Local are the people that care about you. Local makes stuff. A local filmmaker makes a local movie for you. A Hollywood filmmaker does not give two shits about a Singaporean. A Hollywood filmmaker, a South Korean filmmaker, they tell stories about themselves. They just happen to tell them they just happen to honestly, right, have had a lot of practice at it because they were given a chance to practice in a home ground to get good at it, and hence be able to tell a universal story that also connects with us. We don't have that right now. So we need that support for ourselves and support us, because we are gonna want to make things about you. About you, the civil servant. We want to make a movie about you, the housewife. We want to make a movie about you, the student who's struggling with their O-level grades and then doesn't know what kind of dream they want to eventually grow into. A South Korean movie, a South Korean director will never give a shit about us.
Yeah. So in some way also support local so local can become good lah.
Exactly.
So then, okay, so on that note, right, because I also have a certain sense of cynicism when I hear that. It's like, if you want people to support, you do good stuff. You make online stuff can go viral, but with cinema, with the cost that people have to pay, there is a different thing. So speaking about consumers, just now you mentioned that you don't know whether there is going to be a happy ending for the movie. What actually can people who are listening do to help the happy ending for Chai Hong happen?
Watch the movie. Watch the movie, give it a shot, and you might be very surprised at what we can do, at what Singaporean filmmakers can do. My dream is that We Can Save the World is the start of many things. It's the start of other filmmakers coming out and going, hey, that's cool. That's cool shit. I have my own cool shit to produce as well. I want to show people this, and they go out and make. And on the audience's end, right, they start realizing that, Singaporean movies can look like this as well. Singaporean movies can sound like this as well. This is not a version of Singapore on the big screen that I've ever experienced before. And this is cool. I want more. And so at the core, watch the movie. Just watch it. Go have fun at the theaters, because I promise you it will be a crazy ride for audiences.
And for this 2 weeks, where is it showing? What are the general times?
We are at GV and Shaw. You can find out which cinemas we are at exactly. But go out there, bring your friends. And I don't just say bring your friends and family to watch a movie because we want more tickets, right? But bring your friends and family to go and watch because you will want to have fun with them in the cinemas. Like, because this is, like I said, this will be a movie where you will look at your friends and family and go, are we doing this?
Can bring mothers, fathers, everything.
Do it. It's PG-13. So if you have young children, actually, you can bring them in with you because PG-13 is just a recommendation. It doesn't mean that below 13 cannot watch.
Yeah, I mean, we've only, I think when we were working with you, I remember you were telling us the kernels of this idea and talking about going to Korea and workshopping the script and everything. To actually see it come to fruition and here now is inspiring for us. And I mean, we want to help you save cinema also.
Because I mean, a lot of people do have that talk, but the fact that you actually made it happen, and I mean, we've seen the trailers, we've seen the Kickstarter video and all, and it does look very different. That's solid, man. So we'll put a link in the show notes to the websites where people can get the tickets. We'll put a link to 𝗪𝗫𝗲. Anything that you want to show people that will give them a taste of what to expect. And anything else you want to plug before we cap off with our One Shiok Thing?
Oh my God, I already gave away my One Shiok Thing.
Oh,
which was what?
The idea that people will have.
No, but One Shiok Thing must be like something that you have watched or like a link.
Agnostic from your life or your
agnostic.
career.
Agnostic,
like something that everyone can partake in, like a YouTube video or something.
Yeah, correct. Like a book or an article or something. Yeah, not everything is about you, Chai Hong.
I'm sorry.
You can think about it. We'll go first.
We can go first.
See what it is. You have yours ready?
Wait, let me pull out. You go.
Sure. First. Mine, since we're on that topic of like filmmaking, one of my filmmaking heroes that has since been cancelled and fallen, Woody Allen. He actually did something that I never ever thought I would see in my lifetime. He actually appeared on a podcast with Bill Maher, right? That's how you pronounce
Bill Maher or something.
Bill Maher,
Maher. Oh.
His podcast, Club Random. And I mean, he's almost 90 years old. He talks for an hour and a half and talks to Bill Maher. And it's very relevant to what we're talking about because I mean, this is a filmmaker who has basically he's made 50 films, right, in his whole career, and has just been prolifically doing one after another. The American audiences, after a while, rejected him. Then he, had a second peak in his career in the 2010s, 2007, 2010s, thereabouts. And then now he's been cancelled again, for better or worse, right? I mean, a lot of people debate about the reasons, but basically his career has had a lot of ups and downs. But he talks very candidly about what he thinks about a creative life is. And he talks about why he's writing a book now versus making another film. He talks about why, he doesn't look back at his films and reminisce or regret anything that he's done. It's just what we were talking earlier about. Your life is over after you 35 and you get married and everything. A bit of maybe a counterpoint to that. That's why I thought this was really interesting to listen to because this is someone that he hasn't reinvented himself his whole career. He's just been himself and just kept doing the same thing for like 40 years and just did not give a shit what people thought and, has had ups and downs, but he's still here and alive and kicking.
50 movies.
Yeah, one a year. Almost.
Yeah, his pace is crazy.
And he talks about the creative process of how he even does the film. Sometimes he doesn't even want to put himself, invest that much in the movie. He just does 9 to 5, then go and watch basketball and then come back next day 9 to 5, that kind of thing. So he talks about it as a lifestyle as opposed to as blood, sweat and tears, which is a very unique perspective that I don't think in Singapore that we can have. But you can only dream. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
What lucky man. Okay, no.
Yeah, he's cancelled. Oh, terrible. Yeah.
Okay, mine is on a different side of capturing stuff on camera. I saw this video recently on Instagram that explains why, when you're watching a sports event and it's raining, why you never see the raindrops on the camera. Do you have any idea? Did you ever think that, like, even when the rain is like damn heavy on the screen, especially for the high more watched events, you never see any raindrops?
There's a device that can shoot air and like become a shield like that.
No. I mean, there is some sort of gadget. So basically what happens that I never knew is that there's a piece of glass that spins. So it uses centrifugal force to push out any snow or rain droplets. So that it remains crystal clear, but no water ever settles.
Oh, that's crazy.
And it's something that a lot of these cameras that capture sports events all have. Because sometimes even sports events, you'll see one camera angle where you can see the rain. But when it cuts back to the actual thing, it looks crystal clear. But it's because of that lens.
And why are you looking this up?
Friends sent it to me. Why, Terence, I cannot be interested in camera gear.
No, I mean, very sudden. Yeah, you rarely talk about camera gear.
Fucking judgmental.
Really.
Yeah, only he can talk about camera gear. Yeah, Terence,
Do you talk about camera gear?
I like camera stuff.
I mean, he judges me when I ask, hey, what is f-stop? He's like, oh my god. Like,
no.
Honestly, after how many years in the industry?
How many years in the industry? Exactly. My point exactly. What is like
year 15? What's f-stop, guys?
Yeah, what's f-stop?
I mean, I'm like, okay, like we do what we are.
This is like that meme where I don't know what f-stop is, and at this point I'm too afraid to ask.
This is the guy who's like, oh, that one is the crew. They all just handle technical stuff. We all like the actors.
So you are that guy.
No.
I need to wear my robe and have an umbrella.
Hey, no. He's just bringing up this one thing.
Servants?
Where I did not ask for the umbrella. It was another shoot, and umbrella came. So Terence, let that rest.
Okay.
We each specialize in different things.
No, but I'm fascinated that you found this because you rarely ever like talk. You talk a lot about software, but you don't talk about hardware.
Yeah, it's like when you find a new app or
AI
something.
Or some
I'm like, hey,
AI.
Terence, what are you talking about? Because Notion, we still have to tell him, Terence, when you are tagged on Notion, you must click here, then you go to the card.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
I am.
But I never judge him. I never demean him or make him feel insignificant.
I love Jack Neo movies. I'm that guy. Yeah, I love. I'm that guy.
So don't worry, we won't shit on your One Shiok thing. This is just something that we do. So Chai Hong, what's your One Shiok thing?
Yeah. Wow, my One Shiok thing is... I feel...
Drum roll.
Please.
Building the suspense.
My one... shit. I don't know whether my One Shiok thing is actually that shiok.
It's fine.
Go for it.
So my One Shiok thing is this book about the epidemic of loneliness.
Okay.
That's a perfectly fine One Shiok thing.
Is that the title of the book?
I suddenly can't remember the title of the book. That's not the title of the book. It's one of the chapters in the book, and it's one of the topics in the book.
Do you know who wrote it?
I have to dig it out.
Okay, never mind. Then you can just carry on talking first.
Yeah. So it speaks about the modern generation, right? As that right now, especially which was exacerbated by COVID. That we are now in the worst state of human kind of civilization that has been in a long time. And one of the big things is loneliness, that we don't know each other, we don't connect with one another, we all speak to our phones, we look at our phones, we don't look at each other on the streets when we walk. And that book also speaks a bit about what I thought was also super fascinating, which is it's called the urban shield or urban armor or something like that. So it's one of the elements, right, that humans build up when, especially in cities, in built-up cities. So this is especially prevalent in like places like Tokyo, in New York, in Singapore, where we don't have any other place to run, and humans are not built. We did not evolve fast enough to be comfortable with being confronted with human beings wall to wall 24/7 in such close confines. So because of that, right, physiologically, psychologically, right, not physiologically, but psychologically, we'll erect all these mental barriers for ourselves to basically make sure that we don't get we don't get overstimulated by the presence of other human beings. So what that manifests in, right, is us not being able to connect with one another. Though we don't talk to each other, we don't make eye contact, we don't smile at each other, because doing so psychologically, if we do too much of it, right, it will be too overwhelming. And that's one of the biggest problems that we face in Singapore. But it also mentions that we shouldn't cave to it. We shouldn't just because it's a social phenomenon that happens because we're in a built-up environment, right? We just let it happen. We need to do things to help us push past that, because it's exactly this social phenomenon, because of this social phenomenon, right, that leads us to lead very detached lives from each other. Yeah.
I mean, that's the perfect reason to also go watch the movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's an anti-urban armor lah.
Yeah. Exactly.
What's the name of the book?
Yeah, what's the name of the book? I couldn't find anything about a chapter. I mean, we will put it in the show notes.
I'll send later.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely heard the term before.
I mean, there is the Epidemic of Loneliness book lah, but you're saying that's just a chapter in the book.
Yeah, correct. I might be wrong, but
according
I
to Google AI, there isn't a single book or chapter titled Epidemic of Loneliness related to COVID-19. So what are you talking about, Chai Hong? Google AI says this.
sucks.
Oh yeah, it does. It does.
Guys, do not trust Google AI.
Yeah, it does. But yeah, we will put a link to the book in the show notes. But yeah, man.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
It's great to have you on after hearing you first speak about the movie when 2021, 2022.
Yeah, somewhere there.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
And I think I forgive you for replying my message in 2017 very late lah. After I... Chai Hong, see, this is the urban armor. For those listening and not watching, Chai Hong literally took out his phone and is recording an Insta story while we are recording a podcast.
This is not an Insta story. This is just me switching on the camera and recording whatever's happening. I want to commemorate this event.
After this we'll take a photo with you and all.
𝗪𝘁𝗶 about to apologize or something, is it?
Yeah.
I said I accept his apology.
Okay. I thought that's why he took out camera to film.
No. See, I'm accepting your apology and then you do this. You know what? Apology retracted. And now you have it on camera some more.
No. I can edit out the part where you retract the apology. I'll keep the part.
Thanks so much for coming on and super inspired by like what you're trying to do.
Are you really inspired?
For real?
No, very real.
For real.
Wow.
That's why I wanted to talk to you specifically.
Yeah.
We do wish all you and the cast and the crew all the best as well, because we know what the kind of wars you have to go through to get to do what you did. Plus this whole changing of the premiere and all that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, nothing but like hats off to you guys.
And because we want to make a movie at some point. That is like what you say. A lot of people in the industry, there's one goal to make a movie.
I'm waiting for government grant.
I'm sorry. Did I hurt your feelings?
Yeah, you know what? That was a bit uncalled for But yeah, really very inspired and really wish you all the best. And hopefully the movie just kicks ass and like look, years later we will look back and say, wow, Chai Hong's movie really changed the game.
Yeah.
Thank you. Or either that, or you guys can make your movies like on the carcass. Like it's either we become like the shining example of what to do, or we are like the final dead body.
I see.
For everyone to go, oh, this is the end. Let's change things.
Okay, I guess.
Which I obviously do not hope for. So I do not know why.
So a martyr almost like for cinema.
Yeah, I hope we don't have to do that.
It's the happy ending Hope for the happy ending.
Yeah. So anyone listening to this, you guys know what to do
Yeah. Just go to the movies, watch We Can Save the World, and hopefully it goes on for months
Yeah.
Hopefully it goes on for months. We will see us, the crew and the cast, camped out at the cinemas, just waiting for people to come.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So please, if you're listening, please show some love. The links are all in the show notes. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you all very soon.
Thank you.